Hello, it is Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Wednesday crossword today, which means we're going to be solving a midweek, mid-difficulty themed crossword. And this midweek, mid-difficulty edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Spriggs, Matthew Drake, and, as always, the indomitable Showmaster and the indefinable Charlie Paget. Thank you so much to the four of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They do, of course, sustain this channel. They keep it going day by day. I am very grateful to their efforts and their support. Thank you so much to them, and thanks to everybody who supports the channel by way of that Patreon campaign. If you'd like to do so, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link, where you'll find the bonus videos available to patrons. And for benefactors, like those few I just mentioned, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug is also available. Thank you again to everybody who supports the Patreon campaign at any level. And let's get on to today's crossword by Ilana Levine and Scott Hogan, who've constructed, I think this is Ilana Levine's debut crossword, and Scott Hogan has constructed a handful. It's a Wednesday crossword, so there will be some kind of theme. It should be a roughly midweek scale difficulty, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. Let's start solving, see how we do today. All right, word with chocolate or computer. Chocolate bars, computer bars, like an internet bar? I don't think that's right. Why I can't think what this is. I can't think. Atlanta-based government agency, I'm not sure which one is Atlanta-based. Come again could be, maybe? Does that help with this? Oh, I just can't see it. How some funds are held. In escrow, maybe? It's a bit of a wild stab. Is there? Oh, no, that's right. Because chocolate chip and computer chip. There we go. Okay, good. Well, I guess I don't know if this is right, but the I is certainly correct. And that makes me think the rest of it is probably right. Sci-fi novel with giant sandworms. There we go. Dune, which has been adapted a couple times now into a film. Atlanta-based government agency would be, the CDC. It must be the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Smile for the photo, dude. Cheer up or cheese, or what old paint might do. It might peel off the walls. Not sure. Fragment is a sliver, maybe? Fragment of hope, a sliver of hope. Smallest three-syllable number, 11, I suppose. That sounds right in English. Tin Lizzie. Model T? I think Model T. This is referring to one of the early, hugely successful Ford automobiles. And I think it's the Model T. I think that was what was called the Tin Lizzie. But let's check this cross here. Omen. A portent. Would be something ominous, an omen. And Thompson or Stone of 2021's Cruella. Oh, right, okay, so that must have featured Emma Thompson and Emma Stone. Language in which kia ora means hello, Maori. I have certainly seen that before. Help for a faltering business. You might offer a faltering business a loan to help them turn things around. And director Lee would be Ong Lee, the film director. So, cheese dog. Okay. So the dude bit is dog here. So you're saying, say cheese dog. And then, of course, cheese dog is a sort of, hot dog with cheese. So there's something going on here with the theme, and we'll find out what. One of two on a record. You could have side A and side B on a record. And then work on your pronunciation, bro. Okay, so we're going to look, so we've got dude, bro. We'll probably have man somewhere in here. Work on your enunciation, bro. Delicate or no? Work on your enunciation. Deliver something, something about sort of oral delivery. Delivery man? Delivery guy? Could be anything, I suppose. I think that's probably right. Geese formation. Yes, geese famously fly in V's. Physicist Enrico Fermi, who, among other things, was part of the Manhattan Project, right? Mythological instruments of vengeance. The Furies? Yeah, that'll be right. Greek myth. And then goes for the expensive options, say. Splurges. Right, okay. Sticky as a situation. So a sticky situation is a you could say we're in a hairy situation, a difficult situation. Fragment is a shard. All right, so we had fragment sliver, fragment shard. I always enjoy when we've got two answers with identical cluing. Type of hunter-gatherer diet, Paleolithic diet, which people sort of allege to be similar to what hunter-gatherers would have eaten, I suppose. Nissan sedan. Altima, that's a Nissan car. There we go. Able to bend smoothly. If you're an agile person, you're sort of lithe. And that doesn't ring a bell, you might say. That's not familiar. So this is delivery man. Okay. So to try again would be so in the sense of rehearing a trial, you're going to rehear a case. You're going to try it again. And then the most beautiful deception of all, per Debussy, art. There we go. That's a good one. That's Claude Debussy, presumably the composer. Contractor's pipe material for short. Lots of pipes are made out of PVC. I don't remember what exactly that stands for, but it's that, hard plastic material. Afterthoughts, afterthought, abbreviation. Oh, PPS, postscript. So you might add, you've got a postscript on a letter, and then you add yet another postscript. Okay, plug-in Chevy, right. A Chevy Volt is an electric model of car. I think they've got a Volt and a Bolt, and I don't really know which one is. I think one's a hybrid and this must be the non-hybrid, I guess, if it's plug-in. Okay, tedious work is a slog. And cry near quittin' time. TGIF, thank God it's Friday, you might exclaim. That is messed up, girl. Okay, so they're not all addressed to men. So that is messed up, girl. Twisted Sister, there we go. And Twisted Sister, the band. So, yeah, and here we have an exclamation addressed to a female friend. Or I guess could be literally a sister, I guess. Probably not. Much social media humor. Are memes, yes, okay. Classic cookie cutter shape would be a star. You might press cookies into the shape of a star. Colorado summer hours would be mountain daylight time. I guess that is, yeah. And then first and foremost is a common phrase. Something feigned by Ferris Bueller to get out of school would be sickness. Yes. He feigned being sick. I think he put up a sort of snoring, wheezing sound on loop, and then something that made his bed appear to sort of undulate. Shoshone, e.g., is a tribe, and also the namesake of the Shoshone National Forest in Wyoming. I worked on a game called Firewatch, and it was set in the Shoshone National Forest. Okay, biblical birthright barterer. Oh, Esau. I just encountered this in a crossword the other day, actually, not on the channel, but that I was solving, so that's timely for me specifically. I don't remember the actual story in question, but I do know that's the answer. And then organization whose officers train at Camp Perry. The CIA, I'm not familiar with this, but that must be right. Okay, so origin crossers, axes, right? So they cross the origin of, a Cartesian plane of a graph. So the x and y axes cross at the origin 0, 0, for instance. Not from within could be external. And to depend on someone is to rely on them. Get it? See, you might ask someone. Cause to jump, say, you startle someone. Cause them to jump. And then a marshland is probably a bog. Could be a fen as well, I suppose. Let's look at the cross. Forensics HQ in Quantico, Virginia. Oh, maybe it is fen, because that could be an FBI lab or FBI... I'm not sure. What about this? Marshland, yeah, fen. Cause of some turbulent weather. And that's halfway decent, not bad. So protect the quarterback, buddy. Blockbuster. There we go. So buster is our kind of familiar term of address here, and then blockbuster is, of course, a phrase. So cause of some turbulent weather. Oh, El Nino, right. the kind of wind pattern that I associate with Southern California, but I think is wider ranging than that. Best way to sing would be to sing in tune, if possible. That would be preferred. And Marie, who is the only person to win a Nobel Prize in 2 different science fields. Of course, the great Marie Curie. Cuba Libre is a drink that's a cocktail. I think it's got rum. I don't remember what else a Cuba Libre has. So this does look like FBI Lab, doesn't it? So Anais Nin, the diarist, and seems to point to, yes, if the signs seem to point to this particular outcome, they bode it, I guess. So there we have it. And like a good poker face would be stoic or stolid or stone-y. None of these are correct. None of these is correct. I just can't think. Look after would be to tend to. If you look after somebody, you tend to them. Cry of frustration could be arg. Ectoplasmic residue is slime, I guess. That's sort of depicted in, say, Ghostbusters or something. Although I guess there's a less fictional version of that. What sostenuto means in music? Linger on the note or phrase. And then that's unbelievable, love. Right, so something honey, that's unbelievable, love. The love bit is going to be honey. What is the... That's unbelievable. Oh, wild honey. There we go. Okay, yes. So you've got wild honey as in the substance, but here you're saying wild, honey. So like a good poker face, it's... I don't know why I can't see what this is. Okay, mind blown. Wow, you might say. And to leave out would be to omit something. Is this right? Damned if we do, damned if we don't. Still, oh no, longer. Sostenuto, right, sustain it, longer. So linger is kind of weirdly works. But no, it's quite literally longer as in sustain. That's very funny. Okay, so anyway, stolid. So that was one of my guesses. Okay, fair enough. I didn't think that was going to be the answer, but I guess it was. Many ages are eons, a very long stretch of time. And finger to finger, a suspect in a crime would be to name someone. And then brooding music genre, it's the official rock subgenre of the New York Times crossword. It's emo. And so far would be, it hasn't happened so far, it hasn't happened yet. And to put on a schedule, oops. Sorry, I didn't realize we were completing the puzzle with the last cell. Ever since somebody pointed out that this had happened a few times in successive solves, I've now become very conscious of it when it does happen. So there's another solve on the last cell in the grid, which I guess that tends to happen on more accessible puzzles, because on more difficult puzzles, you end up sort of having to go back and forth throughout the grid and leave bits unsolved. And whereas this one, I found this to be reasonably approachable. So I was going through the puzzle and essentially solving it in order, solving it sequentially. And anyway, so to put something on a schedule would be to slot it onto the schedule. And then, so far as yet. Okay, so I don't think we had a revealer today. I think we just had several examples of a theme, 5. So smile for the photo, dude. Cheese, dog. Work on your enunciation, bro. Delivery, man. That is messed up, girl. Twisted, sister. Protect the quarterback, buddy. Block, buster. And finally, that's unbelievable, love. Wild, honey. And there we have it. We've got 5 sort of casual phrases addressed at people with whom you're familiar in one way or another. And they're all made up of standard, ordinary compound phrases. And there we go. I think that was a pretty approachable Wednesday crossword. Let me know how you failed. Fared, I should say, if you did fail or not, in the comments down below, or the Daily Solve Discord chat server. Always curious to hear. You can join the Discord via a description field link if you're interested in that. It's a nice, friendly chat community. And I'm always curious to see how different people did with the various puzzles. And this one, I suspect, people will have found a bit more approachable than maybe some Wednesdays. But I don't know. That could be wrong. And I'll be back tomorrow with a Thursday crossword, a Thursday solve, which should be trickier than this and will have a more intricate theme, we presume. So join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Wednesday. Take care.